Masech Menahot Daf Kuf Gimel Amud Aleph, 6 lines down by the Mishnah. Ha'omer Harei Alei Menachah Zarim. Someone says, I want to bring a korban menachah barley flour. You have a Menachitim, he still has to bring from wheat. Because once he said Mincha, it's chayav in wheat, the barley is immaterial. Yavi Menachitim, sorry, Kenach, that's from flour. Yavi Solid has to bring fine flour. Below Shem Levano, he says, I want to bring without oil or Levano. Yavi Shem Menachah has to bring it. Ha'atzi Yisron is a half Yisron. Yavi Yisron Shem, he still has to bring the full. Ezron messes at 1.5. Maybe Shnaim is bring two. Rabbi Shimon Peter says no, not chayav two. Shalo hit because he did not donate regularly. Amai. Now, why if be chayav? Maybe it should be considered like a vow that is done incorrectly, and therefore it should be like a false vow that does not activate at all. Mar Hizkiah says how many is according to Bet Shammai is according to Bet Shammai. I'm ready to Tefus Lashon Rishon. We go into Bet Shammai. It says that you go according to the first part of the expression, and then for ones that Hayal Mincha, boom, it already activated no matter what it's after. The Tanya, it's time Mishnah said Nazir and Agdorot. Someone says I want to be Nazir from dried figs or pressed figs, which is not what Nazir do. That it's from grapes and wine and stuff. Bet Shammai Amrim Nazir. Bet Shammai is regular Nazir. Betila Amrim Nazir. Betila Nazir. Mar said Yohanan, different answer. I feel even Betil would agree with you here. The matter ilu hayiti yotea she'en nodrin kach, lo hayiti noder kach ala kach. Here's over here to my case where the guy meant to make a neder for the mincha, he just made a mistake, and therefore he's saying, if I would have known, I would have said it correctly. Hizkiah says, I say that only is kasher when we made the wrong thing. Only if he said specifically mincha from barley. But he said the mincha from lentils, which is nothing. Then it's not chayav at all. Now let's see. Hizkiah كمان كم شتى who's Hizkiah saying to it? إيه بيت شماي كمان بيت شماي مشوم تفاصيل شنو رجانو ما عندي من الناس اللي ماشيين بيت شماي you go according to that says you go according to the first language. Does it make a difference what he follows up with? Should be chayav. Hadarve. So then Hizkiah retracted. My time Mahadarve, why do you retract? I'm Rava, teaching Kshite because the Mishnah doesn't make sense according to him. My area the Tani min Hamasurim, why the Mishnah specifically barley? Litany Minashim, why didn't say lentils? Unless Shinamina Mishum Detai must be because of a mistake. Bisurim Tai, the only person who can make a mistake from barley. But Shino Tai wouldn't make a mistake on lentils, therefore lentils would not be chayav. Yochanan says, I feel like even lentils be chayav. مثل زي ويحنا كمان مش متى هو يكون ده كويت لا بدي بدل بيت لا مش متعي because of mistakes بس إنه time made by mistake بس إنه mistake and therefore lentils not so how would be خيار the says the Rav Hizkiah كمان يسوون to be Hizkiah's opinion يعت my time هذا بيخ why did you retract Hizkiah مش مدلوك تاني مدشين because they don't mention lentils give me لهم بعيكم maybe it's the Torah case where it's not even necessary لهم بيبقى من السورين you for sure have even when lentils the equally had that because he retracted with first trying to go according to the first expression. I feel even in the case of barley, the equally I tell you maybe this should make a mistake. I feel actually the first trying for me not this should be hayab. Therefore we have to prove it. Amar is no. The guy says feel the mencha. Avalon mencha if you not say mencha lo not hayab at all. Yativ Ranachman comes Ranachman was repeating this in front of Zaidi. Yativ Ranachman asked a question. Ranachman Kemach was it flour? If you said means fine flour, Lav de lo Marincha. Seemingly he did not mention mincha. The Gemara says la. That Marincha mentioned mincha. Blushing Lebanon next case the oil in Lebanon Mishnah. Yavishan Lebanon still has to bring it. My lad lo mincha. Seemingly even without saying mincha. The Gemara says la. That Marincha he did say it. Hatzir they have Isaron. Navi Isaron Shalom is to bring a full. My lad lo mincha. Seemingly without saying the word mincha. The Gemara says la. That Marincha he did say it. Yeah, if it's the case, it must say for the next part of the Mishnah that says Yisrael the message of Mishnah is to bring it 7.5 equals 2. Kevin al Mercha wanted to mention Mercha, Halil Yisrael, he should be Chayav Yisrael, Ki Amar Has Yisrael, therefore when he said half an Yisrael, Lo Klum Kamar, he didn't say anything. He should bring a Chayav Mercha of 1 Yisrael. Why have to be 2? The one says, let's see how. But it's still referring to a case. Amar Harei Ala Mincha Has Yisrael Ve'Yisrael. He said, I want to bring a half and a full. They came to Mercha, I want to mention Mercha, Chayav Yisrael is Chayav 1 full one. Ki Amar Has Yisrael, therefore when he said half, below Kungamar, it's not nothing. Ki Adam Yisrael, we said another Yisrael. Mighty Yisrael Nachila, this acts like the second one. If that's the case, Rabbi Shimon Peter blown it up with the Rachman Tavin. Am I? Why would Rabbi Shimon say it's Patur? Marava says, Rabbi Shimon, Bishtat Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Shimon saying, according to Rabbi Yossi, the Amar, Big Mars, Baravatim, peace, we go not according to the first language, but at the last end of the language. Okay, a person can donate mincha up to 60 isaron per mincha. Is to bring it into one vessel. Im Amar, if he said, I'm going to bring 61, maybe 60 b'klei echad, 60 b'klei echad. You bring 60 in one and the last one in another. شكلنا هتسيبون من بيبي يوم تدريشن شحال شحال مش that's how we بني studies that bring it on the first day of Sukkot Shabbat. ششين بيخاد 61. تيلا يخيد شو بحوت من سيبور يخاد. Therefore, a person who's individually bringing it can be one less than the sibor. Marbi Shimon, Balo Ela Parim Bela Kvasim. What do you mean? It's not 61 for one thing. It's mixed up for the bulls and rams and lambs. They don't need limits. They don't mix it. Ela Achishim Yachlin only within 60 you can mix into one vessel, not more than 60. Marlo said Shishim Neblin, only 60 can mix with the oil and stuff. Bishim Bechain limit 61 can't mix. Marlahem call me yes, so what's the big difference? All mixtures and measurements of Hamim are like that. For example, بعلم ساعة هو تبع person can do maybe it's 40 ساعات وبعلم ساعة كتب any خطوة if it's 40 ساعة minus a dot for a mikveh 0.01 missing from that you can't do so yes 61 is 60 is the cutoff شيء شيء لما الله مربي ده مرة لا ask the question من أين مرة لا شيء بأخر how you know someone says 61 يسألون منها maybe شيء بأخر bring 60 plus 1 into different vessels بس أخر بي ده مرة لا برش من بخار ما he said it شكل مسير بتسيبون بين بيوم تفرشون شحال من الشبات شيء بأخر ده يلا حيش بتاعه عن سيبور أخر we see that person should be less than the سيبور like we said in Mishnah Arbish versus Valo El Prim Velo Fazim. That's mixed up, like Mishnah said. Elo Bilitan Abba. That's a thick mixture. But Elo Bilitan Raka over here is a thinner mixture because it's the reason why it's a thinner mixture over here is because the menahot for the limbs are liquider. Elo Bilitan Shahrit and the menahot is for the morning. But Elo Bilitan Ben the other things are done in the afternoon. But Elo Bilitan things are done mixed and the Sukkot when mixed together. All different cases. The more Marathai he says, you tell me why 60 is the cap. Marlem said then, Hareo mer v'chum nechabel Hashem v'hareva. Any min chaz mixed with oil or dry. Kvan Torah, the Torah said, have min ha sheyachol abelas be mixable. Marlo b'shishim din he says, oh, only 60 mixed. B'shim v'chad and then you can't make 61. Marlo b'kum v'chum yes, like we said in Mishnah, that's all like that. بعد ميزة عودة like the mikveh, بعد ميزة حصر كتب عين الخلال. Also, kibetzah, تمتنا تمام داخلين the amount of food the size of an egg can transfer food to ma. kibetzah حسر شون انت size of an egg minus the size of a sesame seed يعني minute amount. No more tuma. Shashal midrash, a piece of clothing with 3 by 3 tefachim has a type of midrash tuma. Shashal hasan lima achad and midrash 3 by 3 tefach minus 1 thread. We're not tuma. Yes, there's always going to be a cap at one point. Belchi end of the have supposed to difference it doesn't mix. But time shas lo bila kasher. If it doesn't mix, it's kasher. Marbizera says no. Kol uli bila and bila ma'akil. If it's mixable, you don't need it to be mixed as long as it's mixable, even if it doesn't mix well. Anything that's not mixable, bila ma'akil, the mixing is required. Meaning, the minha says it's not mixed because it's kasher because it's not mixed. It's able to be mixed. 61 nisaron can't be mixed, therefore it's pasul. A person has to do what he can. There was a happened one time. The mule of Rabbi's house died. The Chachamim measured the blood that came out of the mule to check if it was Rabbi which would transfer to Ma. Matil Beis Hagre he said, Ha'id Rabbi Shimon Betra, Al Dam Nevelot Shu Tahor. Blood of a Nevela is Tahor. Amar Rabbi Shimon Betra Maaseh, Vayu Noharina Aridot La'ariot B'Sarash Melech. One time it happened that they were separating the donkeys to feed the lions in the king's military. Vayu Adei Reglim Shokin Ad. And the pilgrims who were passing by had to pass the knee, the blood went up to the knees. They didn't say anything like that. So we see the blood there's no tumah. Gemara says, Ishtik, he was quiet. Why don't you answer him the following? Why don't you answer him? Why should I answer him? Because Yochanan says that your life will hang in the balance. This is the first someone who buys grain to year. Be frightened day and night, that refers to, but he only has money to buy grain from one week to the next. He won't be sure about life. This refers to a guy who needs bread on a daily basis, meaning he can only he only could buy bread one day at a time. He says this man is such a big tzaddik. He's so I don't have I don't have money. I don't have peace of mind. Therefore, I don't have a presence of mind to challenge him. Maybe that was halacha. Maria said, that was the nasi for the halacha rabbi for the house. The order Leif Matan, he ruled the halacha according to the reason the Tanakh says, Ydamer, Shishat Vrim Makulira Bet Shammai Mahmir. There are six things that are counted as lenient for Bet Shammai, Mahmir Bet Hillel, six machlokets. The only time Bet Hillel is more Mahmir. Damner Vlod regarding Damner Vlod, Bet Shammai Tamarin, Bet Shammai is Tawar. Bet Tamim Bet Hillel Tameh, Mar Vyasud Rida, Af Shekishnabu Bet Hillel, even Bet Hillel says Tameh, Lotum Wella Bereit only the eat. Hoil be a whole crush for because it's able to, if it congeals and hardens, it can turn into an olive-sized beast, and that's why it's transfers to Ma.